It would take a man with multi-dimensional MMA skills to knock Conor McGregor out. Conor is one fighter who can match his pre-fight trash talk with his brutality in the octagon. He's simply one of the best in this era. However, Dustin the Diamond Poirier showed the world how tough he could be by becoming the first man in history to KO Conor McGregor. Dustin is a veteran fighter in the UFC who rose to the top the hard way. With so many setbacks in his career, Dustin was still able to establish himself as a weapon of chaos in the UFC lightweight division. So who exactly is he, and how did he get this good? Well, in this video, we'll be uncovering the true story of Dustin Poirier, from his humble rise in the UFC to his salary and lifestyle outside the octagon. Oh, and yeah, we'll also analyse his recent bout with Charles Oliveira. We've got some action-packed stuff today, so let's not waste any time and jump right in. Dustin Poirier was born in Lafayette, Louisiana on the 19th of January 1989. Dustin was never built for school because he dropped out when he was in the 9th grade after repeatedly getting in trouble for street fights. Unlike many fighters who slowed their pace when entering the world of MMA, Dustin went in hot. He began his MMA career as a pro in 2009, and he had a flawless record of 7 wins, with 4 being by knockout and 3 by submission. He joined the WEC and won his first 2 bouts under the promotion. Then, in August 2010, the WEC merged with the UFC. That merger resulted in Dustin and all other WEC fighters moving to compete under the UFC. His UFC debut was against Josh Grisby at UFC 125 on January 1st, 2011. It was a good way to start the new year for Dustin by claiming a unanimous decision win in that fight. Everything was going right for Dustin as he claimed 3 more victories in the UFC, one of which was against Max Holloway, a future UFC featherweight champion. He submitted Holloway in a triangle armbar from the mount position and claimed the submission of the night bonus too. His fighting skills were magical, and he was the headline news across many sporting outlets. On May 15, 2012, he was slated to face the Korean zombie Chan Sung Jung in the main event at UFC on Fuel TV. This fight was exceptional because the Korean zombie was going in with a 12-3 record, while our very own Dustin Poirier was on a 12-1 record. Sadly, Dustin's skills were no match to that of the Korean zombie, and he ended up losing the bout in the 4th round via Darce choke submission. Dustin was pissed off by his loss. He got so pissed that he ended up claiming the victory in his next fight against Jonathan Brookins using the same submission move he lost to. But his fighting form wasn't what it used to be anymore. In January 2013, he faced Cub Swanson at UFC on Fuel TV. This fight was a tough one. Both men were throwing significant offences that really did a lot of damage. However, Dustin lost the fight to Swanson via unanimous decision. This made everything look bad for Dustin. It really seemed like his good days were behind him, and he was just another deadbeat fighter in the UFC. It was frustrating for Dustin, because he had solid talent, but something had just gone utterly wrong in his fights. One thing I like about Dustin is how he used this as motivation to get better. He put in more concentration during his next couple of fights and amassed a 3-fight win streak. He was taking things one step at a time till he was slated to have his first encounter with Conor McGregor. At the time, Conor hadn't become the big shot he is today, but he was still a pretty good fighter. Before the fight, McGregor trash-talked Dustin so bad. Dustin fought with his emotions all over the place. In typical fashion, Conor McGregor capitalised on that factor and beat the living daylights out of Poirier. Dustin lost to Conor by a KO in the 1st round. After that fight, Dustin moved up to the lightweight division, where he found his true place in the UFC. Between April 2015 and June 2016, Dustin kept a 4-0 record in the lightweight division, with 3 being by 1st round knockout. But in mid-September 2016, he lost to Michael Johnson in the 1st round as well. At this point, Dustin Poirier was tired of all the back and forth in his career. He renewed his contract with the UFC around this time and went on another 4-0 win record, facing some big fighters like Eddie Alvarez, Anthony Pettis and Justin Gaethje. On April 13th, 2019, the UFC finally granted him a shot at UFC Gold in an interim lightweight championship fight against his old rival and the then UFC featherweight champion, Max Holloway. Poirier delivered powerful forearm strikes to the body of Holloway and won the fight via unanimous decision. And just like that, guys, Dustin Poirier claimed the UFC lightweight championship. It was such a beautiful moment in his career. That win set Dustin up for a blockbuster fight with the undefeated and undisputed UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov on September 7, 2019 in a title unification bout at UFC 242. This fight was an absolute showdown for both men. It took place in Abu Dhabi with millions of UFC fans watching from all around the world. He had some major highlights in that fight, but once again, the Eagle Khabib soared high by dominating Dustin in the third round of the fight. Being a fighter by heart, he bounced back with a stunning win against Dan Hooker at the UFC on ESPN. This fight was one of the best of 2020, and it earned Dustin the Fight of the Night award. Alright guys, we're kicking into one of the best highlights of Dustin Poirier's career, so buckle up because it's about to get feisty. But before we jump in, go click on that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of our awesome posts. Dustin faced Conor McGregor for a rematch in January 2021. We all knew that fight was going to be one for the record books. The fight was an absolute barn burner. It was a dream matchup, and the outcome was even more shocking. For the first time in his career, Conor McGregor lost to a technical knockout. It was completely insane, and Dustin became the first man to get the job done. Conor was devastated by the loss and decided to face Dustin Poirier for the third time. Just like he did in the first encounter, Conor tried to get inside Dustin's head before the fight with his usual trash talk, but he ended up losing the fight after he broke his tibia, leading to a doctor's stoppage. After getting 2 consecutive victories against Conor McGregor, there was no better way to end such a good year than with a shot at the UFC Lightweight Championship. Dustin Poirier went head-to-head with the current UFC lightweight champion Charles Oliveira at UFC 269. It was Dustin's best fight of the year. But first, let's look at how much Dustin's been earning for these top-notch resilience in the UFC. Before we go there though, if you're a new subscriber, kindly comment I subbed below and earn a chance to win our monthly shout-out competition. Congratulations to this month's winner, GKofi223. Thanks for being part of the team, man. So if you want a shout out from us, go comment I sub now. To tell you just how humble Dustin Poirier started, his first salary in the UFC was $8,000. It took him 11 fights in the space of 4 years to earn his first 6-figure paycheck. He earned $106,000 after beating Akira Kurosani at the Ultimate Fighter Nations finale. But don't get it twisted, this guy's a multi-millionaire. After Poirier lost to McGregor in 2014, he got a paycheck of about $34,000. But after he knocked out McGregor in 2021, he earned $1,070,000 and subsequently earned another $1,020,000 for winning the final fight of their epic face-off. In total, Dustin Poirier has a net worth of about $5,500,000 US. On the 11th of December 2021, he faced Charles Oliveira at UFC 269 for the UFC Lightweight Championship, but he lost that fight via a standing rear naked choke from Oliveira. In the post-fight interview, he said he was generally happy for a successful year, having sold so many pay-per-views with his double encounter with McGregor. According to Poirier, he saw the fight for the Lightweight Championship as an opportunity, but he wasn't able to convert it. He doesn't know what he'll be doing next, but if the motivation remains, he'll work his way to the top one more time. Right now, all he needs is his family. Speaking of family, Poirier is married to his ride-or-die dream wife, Jolie Poirier, and they both have a daughter named Parker Noel Poirier. Poirier is also actively involved in charity, and even plans to donate £20,000 to Charles Oliveira's charity program regardless of the outcome of the fight. As it stands, Dustin Poirier has 27 fights in the UFC and has won 20, with 13 being by finishes. He's claimed so many awards and is still one of the biggest fighters in the UFC. We really don't know what the future holds for Dustin Poirier, but we sure hope he comes back in 2020 for another title shot. What do you think is next for Dustin Poirier? Do you think he'll end his UFC contract at this point? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for sticking with us till the end. If you loved this video, then click on this next video showing right now for more thrilling stuff from us. I hope to see you in the next one, so bye for now.